Freeze! I told you not to move. I'm not playing with you guys.
This could happen to you. They can take your home, your business. While you spend your days in court, they spend all your money.
The police won't help them.
See how convicted criminals are using public records to steal millions. Tonight on Fox 11, 10 o'clock news. You show up to work one day and find out you're locked out. Criminals have forged public records, seized your bank accounts, and stolen everything you own. Neither the police nor the courts will help. In tonight's Fox 11 Wants to Know Undercover, we'll show you a crime so bold, so cunning, so ruthless, no one is safe. Nicherie is breaking into a building he says he owns. The Beverly Hills offices are just part of a $40 million estate he claims was stolen from him.
Call 911. What? Call 911.
It's an odd battleground in a war Nicherie has been fighting for more than a year. The struggle began in the courts. Nicherie says he can't sit waiting to dig out from under a mountain of lawsuits.
You wait for trial, there's nothing left because these people are absconded with all the cash assets, with all the value of these companies.
Get up against the wall! Move!
The building's armed security guard is not sympathetic.
You're trespassing on our property, sir. You're not authorized.
This is my property.
Don't move. Freeze! I told you. Don't move. I told you not to move. I'm not playing with you guys. Put the gun down. Put the gun down.
It takes a squad of Beverly Hills cops to break up the tense standoff.
Stop. Put your hands up.
How about this?
Turn around. Stop.
How could a legal dispute over this building lead to a near shootout? Nicherie blames the court system and criminals who know how to use it, and he says it can happen to anyone.
You filthy mother...
Nicherie's troubles began during a bitter divorce with his wife, Sarit. That's when this man, Daniel Nicherie, entered their lives. He said he could help them work things out.
He played along her willingness to basically leave me with nothing.
Nicherie says neither he nor his wife knew about Nicherie's past. A 1991 Texas civil court found fraud and racketeering. Judgment, $11 million. A 1992 Connecticut civil court found mail, wire, and bank fraud. Judgment, $18 million. A 1994 federal criminal court sentenced Nicherie to prison for conspiracy and bank fraud. Nicherie's attorney denies all Nicherie's allegations against his client.
Daniel's done nothing wrong. Daniel's an investment consultant, and he brought in investors to move the ex-wife's business into more mainstream business activities. He's just done nothing wrong whatsoever.
You better have a gun on you. You better be reaching.
Court documents and past victims allege a consistent M.O. Starts when he finds out where a person is vulnerable.
He walked into my estranged wife's office and gained her trust, befriended her, and planned how to take over my empire.
That empire included computer and internet businesses grossing tens of millions a year, 2 luxury office buildings, and his Beverly Hills home.
It's an outrageous crime.
Past victims charge that Nicherie uses forged documents, just as Nicherie claims.
Talking about endless forgeries of signatures. We're talking about forgery of notary public signatures.
Comparing these allegedly forged signatures to Nicherie's real one, a court-appointed handwriting expert concluded they very probably were not authentic.
No, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Perhaps unwittingly, his wife, Sarit, who declined to be interviewed, helped transfer much of Nicherie's estate into the pockets of Daniel and his brother, Abner Nicherie. Like past victims, Nicherie was then locked out of his building, his picture posted on the office wall.
It's a wanted man.
You come out here and deal with me like a man. Don't sit down. Let me sit down.
How bad has it gotten? This man, Richard Albertini, used to work for Nicherie as a debt collector. Now he's company president and helps keep Nicherie out. This night he went too far.
Call Daniel, call Abner, and tell them I was arrested.
Nicherie says Albertini and his new bosses have spread vicious personal rumors, cutting him off from potential allies.
It's very obvious that they get extreme pleasure out of destroying people's life, just for the sake of destroying their life. Police is here.
Fox 11 News investigated these rumors and found no evidence for any of the alleged illicit acts. He did establish that Nicherie's business had included adult chat lines. As in past cases, Nicherie has buried Nicherie in lawsuits, dozens of them.
I'm literally penniless. I sit on an empire that has a net worth of close to $40 million. Now I'm a nobody.
Raise your right hand, please.
Shafrir is now too poor even to pay lawyers to defend him. While his cases drag on and on in court, he fears the Nicheries are stripping his businesses bare.
Eventually, yes, I'm going to have some kind of judgment against them. It's going to be a worthless piece of paper.
They had a restraining order against him. It's not in effect anymore. We have latest court order says that he has access to this building.
So Shafrir goes back time after time, legally breaking in, if only to document what's left.
The system is not equipped to deal with criminals like the Nicheries. I'm lonely, fighting an almost hopeless battle.
Tomorrow night, what happens when criminals don't run from the law? They use it, abuse it, and get away with millions. Man forced to break into a building he claims is his. Fox Undercover shows you how cunning criminals can use the law to steal everything you own.
I told you not to move. I'm not playing with you guys.
Tonight, Fox 11 wants to know, is our legal system being used as a tool in a white-collar conspiracy? That's what Ami Shafrir believes. He says a white-collar criminal has left him penniless. He's fighting back.
Okay, let's go.
Ami Shafrir is leading another raid in West Hollywood on an office building he claims he owns. This time, he's hired help.
Maybe disconnect the power.
This time, when he takes control, he means to keep it.
These buildings were taken over by white-collar criminals that are mine.
As he cuts the power here, a second team working for him rushes the door at another building in Beverly Hills.
Where are the keys to your building? I need the keys to this right here.
They take control and send the security guard packing.
I'm actually the agent of the owner, so basically you need to leave from this building with all your personal property and no one from your company can come back to this building.
For Shafrir, it's a rare but tainted victory.
700 people used to work for me. And look, it's all gone.
Shafrir blames this man, Daniel Nicherie, an elusive convicted felon with a history of financial fraud. Shafrir alleges that Nicherie used fraud and forgery to steal his estate.
All the wealth that created during these years, which is close to $40 million, is in their hands.
Until now, Shafrir has fought alone, been held at gunpoint,
I'm not playing with you guys.
arrested, and threatened. But the most dangerous fights, he says, aren't in his old office corridors. They're in the halls of justice.
Deal with me.
Shafrir complains the courts have not only ignored his plea for help, he believes the courts have been manipulated by a white-collar criminal who's allegedly forged documents and battered his victims with baseless lawsuits.
Just papers and papers. I'm buried around the clock, 7 days a week, just with papers.
A total of 40 lawsuits, some of them allegedly coercing people to lie.
Well, somebody's got to go to jail.
Adam Bartash, an internet specialist, claims in a declaration that Daniel Nicherie guaranteed a big payday if he would file a fraudulent suit against Shafrir.
None of the charges in the lawsuit had any merit. They even came up with a figure of $40,000 that I would get if I went through with this lawsuit against Ami.
Other cases allegedly involve not just money, but slick legal trickery.
On this matter of Berlaga versus Amtech.
So slick, when this judge found out what was going on, he immediately reversed his judgment against Shafrir.
I'm going to set the judgment aside. And I'm going to order a couple of other things. I'm going to set an order to show cause with regard to sanctions for fraud on the court.
He's ordered a hearing to decide if attorneys in the case should be penalized for fraud. That's only one victory after a year of brutal losses.
The Nicheries are professional criminals, financial predators, predatory litigators who just use the court system against itself.
Daniel Nicherie's past legal misconduct has been so profound that a court-ordered report in Connecticut found he committed blatant abuse, that he had made a mockery of the proceedings.
Every single one of these offices was full. So obviously the Nicheries have pretty much evicted everybody out.
Now Nicherie is accused of victimizing not just Shafrir, but also other former tenants in Shafrir's office building.
I looked through the windows. Everything completely stolen, gone from the diddler. Everything.
Former tenant Yoram Dahan says a company controlled by Daniel Nicherie seized his printing business, stripped it clean, and buried him in lawsuits that even frustrate his attorneys.
Each individual lawsuit spawns another lawsuit, no matter what efforts we take to help him. It basically just ends up in a quagmire. an endless quagmire, going nowhere.
It was nearly the same story with Shafrir's former tenant, MatchNet.
They were able to cause substantial disruption to the business.
A Nicherie-controlled company sued MatchNet for hundreds of thousands of dollars on the eve of its public stock offering.
They produced fake invoices. They thought that they were going to be able to stop our public offering. In fact, it was too late.
Daniel Nicherie's attorney denies all the allegations against his client.
Daniel's done nothing wrong. Daniel's an investment consultant, and he brought in investors to move the ex-wife's business into more mainstream business activities. He's just done nothing wrong whatsoever.
Fox 11 News has now confirmed the FBI is investigating Nicherie's involvement with MatchNet, and federal agents have spoken to Yoram Dahan, Adam Bartash, and Ami Shafrir. On this return trip to his old building in West Hollywood, Shafrir was ultimately forced from the property, but he vows to fight on.
These people have to be taken out of the streets. They're serial financial predators. I'm just one more victim in their list.
Ami Shafrir is still fighting his case in court, but Daniel Nicherie's attorney says there is more here than meets the eye. He's raising questions about Shafrir's past finances and other business practices. If you have a consumer complaint or want to know more about something you see advertised, Fox 11 wants to know, you can call us at 888-FOX-2272 or let us know on our website at fox11la.com. We'll give out that phone number again in just a few minutes.